Jonathan Trott and Sam Hayne both scored hundreds in an unbroken partnership of 271 runs as Warwickshire just about kept their dreams of a treble alive by taking charge of their LV County Championship match with Northamptonshire at Edgbaston. They are at least looking very good now for a second place finish at worst. Warwickshire began the second morning on 79 for 1 in reply to their opponent's first innings total of 273, and in the fourth over of the day, Varun Chopra drove a full-length delivery from Neil Wagner down the ground for his ninth four to complete a 50 off 61 balls, having begun the session on 43. But the home captain was soon on his way as Wagner found the edge of his bat to have him held behind by Adam Rossington. That brought in Trott, who was soon producing the kind of shots which had become his trademark. After his winter problems, the former England man is enjoying his batting now and is once again scoring plenty of runs to suggest that his time with England may not be at an end. With him was Will Porterfield, who continued to bat carefully, spending 141 balls over making his 46 runs. His innings ending when he was LBW to James Middlebrook with a total on 142 for 3. At that stage, Warwickshire were still 131 runs behind, but Northamptonshire were not able to celebrate another success throughout the day as their hosts moved well ahead. Trott will have memories of facing Wagner in the Test series with New Zealand a couple of winters ago, and he played him beautifully. The overseas bowler again a little expensive, as he has been for much of his time in the county game. Hayne also played him well. The 19-year-old was off and running again after spending 34 balls, getting off the mark in what has been an extraordinary season for one so young. He has often drawn comparisons with Trott, but this was the first time the two of them have manufactured a major partnership. Northamptonshire did come close to breaking this developing stand midway through the afternoon when Trott almost ran himself out on 48, taking a sharp single to Kyle Kurtzer at mid-on. Trott just made his ground and a much more comfortable single then took him to his third score of 50 or more in this season's four-day competition. Trott had needed 94 balls for this one, from which he'd hit 7 fours. His next scoring shot was this maximum off Azarullah, something of a rarity in Trott's formidable first-class career. He struck it well too. He was in the mid-60s when he should have been on his way. Stephen Peters dropping the not too difficult opportunity at leg slip off Middlebrook. Northants weren't helped either by the fact that David Willey was not on the field during the day with more trouble with his back, which gave the other bowlers more work to do. Whatever Trott did, Hayne matched him. On this evidence and from other innings the youngster has produced this summer, Hayne is a name cricket lovers will be hearing a lot about in the future. For one so young, he has quickly developed a habit of converting starts into 100 in his debut season, and so the visitors must have been fearing the worst when he was raising his bat after making a 50 off 113 balls. It was completed courtesy of his ninth boundary, this one off the part-time bowling of Rob Keogh. Hayne was now playing plenty of shots, and by the time the tea break was taken, he was catching up Trott, both men confident of tons with their side 6 runs to the good, and this pair with a 150-run stand already posted. It now just seemed obvious that both of these batsmen would go on to record hundreds, and it was now just a matter of which one would get there first. The young pup, who has every shot in the book, or the vastly experienced international, who knows how to score runs, having got so many of them in the past. The two were complementing each other very well, even if at times it was hard to spot a major difference between this pair's techniques. We had Trott on 98 and his partner on 99, and then it was the former who dragged a short ball from Andrew Hall through the leg side for his 13th four to take him to the 35th ton of his superb career. This one occupied 173 balls. Trott is a man who loves doing such things, of course, and it probably felt as good as his very first century. It was his second of the summer, while Hayne made his fourth from only 17 first-class innings with this shot, A quite extraordinary start to what is sure to be an equally successful career as Trott's. Hayne had needed 171 deliveries for his, and from those he'd found the boundary on 16 occasions. You get the feeling that Warwickshire have unveiled a real talent in Hayne, who now has 2 tons in his last 2 innings. The next thing for him to achieve was the best score of his fledgling career, something he keeps on doing this year. Northamptonshire weren't the only team to be truly sick of watching him bat. In fact, he made his maiden century against them back in June. He now moved ahead of Trott, adding a further 4 boundaries to his tally before the close. Trott maintained pretty much the same strike rate throughout, taking this stand close to 300 by the time stumps were drawn. Warwickshire's best for the 4th wicket is still some way away as Alvin Kalicharan and Jeff Humpage put on 470 against Lancashire in Southport some 32 years ago. These two did ensure, though, that their side collected maximum bonus points just in case Yorkshire blow it in Nottingham. Warwickshire will want to bat on for a while yet, which will give both batsmen more chances to add to their tallies. Hayne will go again on a career best 148, while Trott has 128, and they've taken the total to 413 for 3 for a lead already of 140.